Welcome, I'm TAMKO, and you are listening to African Action Heroes, the podcast, the online community developed by and for creatives and changemakers of African descent to facilitate promotion, collaboration, and empowerment. Thanks for joining us. If this is your first time, hear what you can expect. An open-hearted conversation with creatives and changemakers of African descent, sharing their journey, useful tips and insights to help you to be at your very best while creating content and stories about us through our own narrative. Also, it will be a great opportunity to discover and connect with incredible and inspiring rising stars looking like you. Thank you very much for being with us at African Action Heroes. And today we have a very special guest, Muhirwa Regis from Rwanda. Yeah, man. Yeah, you based in Kigali, that's right?
Yeah, Kigali, Rwanda. Okay. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah, thank you so much because as you know, African Action Hero is really about giving a platform and to creatives and change makers of African descent. And when I bumped into your Instagram account, I was like blown away by all the amazing art that you were doing there. And
thanks.
Yeah, and I felt that you were representing an Africa that we don't see on on mainstream platforms. And basically because of like what I call the Red Cross propaganda, like showing like Africa with only a place with disease, poor people, no food, and like all that kind of things. And so that's why we need people like you. People like you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and we would like to know more about you actually. So tell us a little bit more about like what you are doing exactly, and tell us about your journey.
Yeah, so for now, actually, what I'm doing is I'm working half time professionally for the business, but at that time I'm working on my personal project. The kind of project that I post on social media, because it gives me like a chance to talk about what I feel, what I think should change, and all that. Where I want to take like my country and my continent and all that.
Okay.
So about my journey, I started drawing when I was 4.
Okay.
But it was those basic drawing of every kid who's aged 4 years old.
Yeah.
And so I did that because my big brother and my cousin were doing it, and I started imitating them. But then I carried on while they stopped drawing, but I kept on drawing.
Yeah.
So as I was in primary school, my parents were worried. They were like, every kid who starts drawing, they become a failure in their future. Yeah. So I told them, like, promise me that you won't tell me to stop drawing if I'm good in class.
Yeah.
So that is exactly what I did. I was good in class. I was drawing for the teachers, and that is how they let me drawing.
Okay. Yeah. Because I can relate, like, because parents, when you talk about like artistic path, like parents are immediately worried, and because they want the paper, the diploma for all their kids. That was the same for me as well. I couldn't do like a draw because of that. But I did it on the side, but not professionally. And I'm really happy to see that you made it. But go on and tell us more, like how you, from your early age, you became like some amazing artist like you are now.
Yeah. So after that, when I was in, I would say it's high school. I wanted to go to art school, but my parents didn't want me to. They wanted me to learn mathematics and all that. So I went into a mathematics school and I failed because like when you're doing something that is not your passion,
Yeah.
it's really hard to catch on. So I
Yeah.
failed. And after that, because I failed, I didn't get like how do we call it? I didn't get the fees to go to university
Yeah.
because my parents couldn't afford the
Yeah. Yeah.
private
Yeah.
university.
Scholarship.
So yeah, the scholarship. I didn't
Yeah.
get a scholarship.
Yeah.
So at that time, I finished at the same time with my brother. So because he was older than me, he was the one who they took to university, and they said when he finished, then they'll pay me the university.
Okay.
So I sat there, I sat at home like for a year. Then I was like, this is not the solution. I have to be doing something meanwhile. So I started looking for jobs. I worked in cleaning. I waited tables
Yeah.
like for a year. And while I was waiting tables, I felt like I need to do something more than that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it was like this wasn't going to be my future.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I didn't know exactly what to do about it. But then when I was waiting tables, I was in my like I was drawing on a paper bill. And then someone saw what I was drawing and they were like, this is so professional. Like you can literally make money out of this. So
Oh.
they took my number. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it took them like a year to call me.
Okay.
So yeah. So meanwhile, when they didn't call me, like I got another job from another painter, but
Yeah.
and then I quit the job at the restaurant, went
Yeah.
to work with the painter, but in the end, the painter didn't call me. I
Yeah.
mean, didn't pay me. Yeah,
Ah. That's
yeah,
horrible. Yeah.
yeah. It was the struggles of
Yeah.
all
Of
the artists in the
artists. Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah. 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 That's
Yeah.
horrible.
So yeah, after a year, that guy called me and he connected me with the people in the book industry in Rwanda. So I started working with them like that. I would say that is the first time I was paid to do what I love.
Ah.
I was making illustration for children books.
Okay.
And like I would say that was the beginning of my career.
Yeah. And do you know what it took them 1 year to get back to you?
I don't know. I really we never talked so much with
But
that guy
yeah,
because
yeah.
in the end I found out he was also a fraud. That
Ah.
guy because like for him he wasn't just giving me an opportunity.
Yeah.
Actually, he saw me as an opportunity that he can use me to
Yeah.
make him money.
Yeah,
So he
yeah.
was the kind of guy who would go to the other publishing house and say, I can draw those books for you. And then he will give
Ah.
them the book.
Yeah.
And then he will go and doesn't draw the book, instead
Yeah.
give it to other guys to draw for him. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
he'll give
yeah, yeah.
them like little money. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I see the kind of thing. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I think it like artists definitely, I know it's not easy, but artists definitely not need to learn as well the business side of everything to be able to like negotiate and like do negotiation
Yeah.
and all that kind of things. Yeah, but
Yeah.
for
Even
sure.
for now, I'm still struggling with that.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
that nowadays, how far back was that? How long ago was that?
So I think it was back in 2014, 2015. I
Okay,
think.
so yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
But thankfully now you are on social media and you can showcase all
Yeah.
your work so people can
Yeah.
see like the all the thing that you do. And I have a quick question. And do you
Yeah.
get job from you post on the social media?
Yeah. Sometimes I post on social media and people get interested and they ask me
Mm-hmm.
to work for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
O- Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, that's a really. I think that's a really interesting stories. And a lot of artists might relate to that, the struggle you went through, because yeah, because for sure that's not easy, and it's especially like I believe like for people of African descent, it's not like being artist. It's not a usual path, and people think more about like being a doctor or being a lawyer or being something that make you for sure get like a lot of money. So that's why
yeah,
I think that it's yeah, you had a lot of courage to go through that path and keep going. So for that,
yeah.
you I applaud.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, yeah. No,
Actually, I
seriously.
think we are the pioneers. Like our generation is the pioneer
Yeah.
because, like, even now they really don't understand. Sometimes when they see me posting those, they'll be like, "Man, why don't you get a job?"
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "This is my job, and I'm cool,
Yeah.
man."
Yeah. Yeah. I heard that
Yeah,
so many times, because me,
yeah,
I'm from the when I was young, I was drawing a lot, but after I
yeah,
switched in the music industry, and
yeah,
yeah, and people couldn't understand like what I was doing, and always ask me what is your job, and when I tell them what I do,
yeah,
they were like, but what is your real job?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
That
know.
happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but seriously, me, what struck my eyes, because I remember like so hold on just a moment, I'm gonna try to put that up. Yeah, I remember the first time I I saw you work. I think it was, hold on a moment. Now I'm scrolling on your Instagram page. Yeah, it was the DJ. Yeah, I think it was the DJ. I know it was like the ghost,
yeah,
the kind of ghost, the baby, like
yeah,
holding the
yeah.
head of.
That is still the DJ actually.
Ah, okay, that's the DJ. Okay, okay,
I
yeah,
think it's like the ghost who's leaning toward a kid on the
yeah,
table, right?
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is still the DJ. Actually, that was like a famous musician here in Rwanda. He was a
okay.
DJ also,
Mm-hmm.
a musician. So he passed away, but and he was a really, really, really kind guy.
Mm-hmm.
So that it shook everyone heart.
Oh.
So and I was watching through all the people reacting to it, and I felt something. So I really wanted to do like something to give them hope
Mm-hmm.
that he's in a better place.
Yeah.
So there's the first drawing of him where there's Kobe, and there's I don't remember the three guys in the picture. There's this what guy, I don't remember his name, but there was the DJ and Kobe. If you scroll down to my Instagram, you'll find
Okay.
their picture. So it was like all the people who died, the famous people who died in 2020, and I
Ah.
wanted to do like a
A
picture
tribute.
to show that they were all celebrating in heaven.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
to give their people hope.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's really
So that
cool.
was the first. Yeah, that
Mm.
was the first picture I did, and his family loved it and reached out to me to do the other picture, the ghost one.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing. Because yeah,
yeah,
because that's what I love is that you're using your art to really like impact people. I mean, to have an impact on the society, like touching, but you do that naturally. Is
yeah,
it's really like your art, like we can feel the story, like your storytelling skills are amazing, I think. Yeah, it's really
man.
amazing.
Thank you very much for that.
And
Like,
we can feel the emotion, actually the emotion,
yeah,
and yeah, like beyond like your art skills,
yeah.
the storytelling is really powerful, I think.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah,
Like that is what I struggle every day to do. And when I hear someone say that, like they felt something when they saw my picture, man.
yeah,
That is everything I need to hear.
yeah, yeah, because It's like bullseye. You strike in the heart. Like when we see you and it's like with the color, with the perspective, and yeah, and the framing.
Thanks. Yeah.
And the one I loved so much was the one you made for hold on, for Christine Mapondera.
Yeah.
With the richest man on earth.
Yeah.
In the history of the world.
Yeah, Masa Musa.
Masa Musa. Yeah, exactly, Masa Musa. Yeah. And that's when I saw that, I was like, wow, because that could be an animation.
Yeah.
That could be an animation, and the way you did that, I was like, wow. We need to have your we need to have your animation out there.
Yeah, I try and work on that because I feel like you see when they talk about I don't know, the strongest men in history.
Yeah.
We will always think about white people, white culture, because that is what they show us in the movies.
Yeah.
But they never give us a chance to acknowledge Black people, Black history. So that's why we're always leaning toward them, to them and be like, who are the number one heroes in the history? We think that the white people, but there's a lot of history that African people made and no one knows about it.
Yeah. And that's why I think it's really our duty to create content, that type of content, and to put it out there, because we cannot wait for Hollywood or Disney or like all the Western culture related companies to do something that's gonna put us under our best light. I think that we should put out there our content, because if we don't do it ourselves, it's not gonna happen.
No one else. Yeah. See, what also hurt me the most is like when I see like our country, our people, they rely on international aids.
Yeah.
They feel like if they don't get those aids, nothing is gonna happen. They're not gonna do anything for themselves unless they get that aid. And what hurts me the most is that before colonization, our country didn't need any of that.
Yeah.
They weren't that poor. They weren't that helpless.
Exactly.
They were really strong. And now I feel like I see them in the thing that everyone became. I don't want to say the word.
Yeah.
I think it's appropriate.
Yeah. But I see. Yeah, but definitely, I completely agree. And that's just like, for me, they just try to put like Africa at a certain level, lower level as possible to be, and that's why all those rules, that it's a rigged game. It's a rigged game where if we play with the rule that has been imposed to us, it's not gonna work. Like Western country and also in Asia, I mean, all the world, they steal the resources of Africa. But right now, since I cannot do anything about it like directly, that's why that concept of African action hero came up, to try to do something at a level where I can have a certain control.
There's a movie I saw about Chinese history.
Yeah.
So they had this fight with the Japanese.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people died. And then finally Chinese won, but the Japanese army was stronger than them. Even if they won, but the Japanese army was stronger than them.
Yeah.
And then someone told me, their leader told them, we need to put up our flag to show them that we're strong.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of Chinese people died just for
to
the
put
flag.
the flag.
Can you imagine? Yeah. So I was like, man, that is crazy.
Yeah.
You won like the battle. Why don't you just chill?
Yeah.
But the image that flag gave to the whole country.
Yeah.
It was very important.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're not gonna put our guns and fight the
Yeah,
Western, but
exactly.
the
Yeah,
image we can throw to the people is really important.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
exactly that. Exactly that. Because me, I work a lot in the Japanese industry, in
Yeah.
the music, in the content industry, and what I learned from there is
Yeah.
the importance of the soft power.
Yeah.
Yeah, the importance of the soft power, and
Yeah.
because Japan, they, as you mentioned, Japan in the World War II, they were like on the bad side of the,
Yeah.
according to the people who wrote the history. So Japan was on the bad
Yeah.
side, and
Yeah.
they lost.
Yeah.
But right now, if you see the image of Japan, you cannot know that, oh, in the past they were like evil people, like wage war in the different places.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and why? Because of the Japanese animation. Because
Yeah.
with the Japanese animation, they gave
Yeah.
a new image of Japan, and they
Yeah.
connected with people at the emotional level. And me, that's what I would like to do, like with African Action Hero. It's to contribute
Yeah.
to spread an image of Japan, an image of Africa,
Yeah.
an image of Africa,
Yeah.
and it's more like of Africa, but also the diaspora. Because me,
Yeah.
I'm based in Canada. I'm based in Canada,
Yeah.
and I'm born in France. Yeah, I'm born in France, and I'm based in Canada, and my background is from Cameroon. And the thing is, yeah, I really believe that with soft power we can change, because even China, they did the same thing. If you see there is some complaint about like the human rights in the country, but still, because they do like a kung fu movie and
Yeah.
all those like super beautiful imagery of the ancient China, so people still think like, oh, China is cool. And in Africa,
Yeah.
I think the main issue is that we have no control of our image, because it's
Yeah.
as I mentioned earlier, it's like the Red Cross propaganda.
Yeah.
That's the main narrative that is spread
Yeah.
all over the world, and
Yeah.
for me, it just contribute to, yeah, to diminish the image of Africa, and yeah, and be able to keep doing like what they want to do, like stealing all the resources and everything. And so that's why you have
Yeah.
an important role, an important mission.
So actually, yeah, when I was after entering the book industry,
Yeah,
so at first I had the dream, like I really wanted to work so hard so that I can get to the international level, so that I can work with international companies.
yeah,
But then there was also this other choice. It might get me broke,
mm,
but work for myself and
mm,
work on those kind of projects that I want. The kind
yeah,
of projects that will portray the right image for
exactly.
my country, for my like for Africa.
Yeah,
And that
exactly.
is the kind of direction I took.
Yeah, and
Because someone really has to fight for
yeah,
that image.
yeah, and I'm really, on the behalf of the world, I'm so thankful for what you're doing. And yeah, and so
Thanks, man. Thanks.
yeah, because seriously, when I saw like you work, I was like, man, we need more guys like you, because I see like young people, they do, because me, I'm a huge anime fan, but now I see like young people
Yeah.
of African descent, they do like Naruto in the black version, and or all that kind of things.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. I understand definitely. I think that when I was their age, I probably would have done stuff like that. But right now, like
yeah,
maybe because I'm older and everything, but I see that we need
yeah,
to stop all that all that
yeah. That
bullshit, I would say.
influence.
Yeah. And just like,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
Africa have like so many heroes, so
yeah. A
an
lot, a lot.
amazing culture, art, and everything. And your so that's why
Yeah,
your illustration of Massa Musa is
yeah,
is great, because you see him in action in a like great like in a leader position. And
yeah,
yeah. And so yeah, so and I believe that we should like dig more into the history and take all those character. So basically what I was saying is like we are like, there is a continent, there is a diaspora, and we have to work together to bring up the image of Africa,
yeah,
because we all the branches of the same tree. And
yeah,
because all the like African people who went in like different places, like even if it's like against their will, or because they decided to, they evolve in the
yeah,
different ways,
yeah,
but the roots is the same. So that's why we,
yeah,
if because if we were doing like the Chinese
yeah,
people, they are all over the world and they are all connected. And
yeah. Exactly.
yeah, and if we were doing that, I'm pretty sure that we would be at a different place right now. And
Yeah,
yeah, so that's why for me it was so important to connect with you, because i
yeah,
i want like people to know that you're there, you're doing that type of
yeah.
work. And you are African action hero.
Thanks, man. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. They wouldn't like really portray like Africa as you wish, or just according to their
Yeah.
agenda. And
Actually, I don't even think they will make any project about Africa. We'll just be promoting their culture. And
yeah,
it's good pay, but I feel like there's something of my country and something of Africa. Like,
yeah,
I know I can be really, really good, and I feel like, or that, what can I say? Like, or the talent,
yeah,
I really need to be doing something for my country.
yeah,
Even if I may I may have to work for others company, but at first I really need to do like something that will mean a lot to my country,
yeah,
to my continent. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think that's really amazing to see that passion and that commitment. And so that's why the thing that I would like to happen, I cross my finger, would be
Yeah.
that, like, I don't know, some people of African descent in other places in the
Yeah.
world could connect with you, and you could put something together. Because the other trap that is
Yeah.
there is like,
Yeah.
and I saw that pretty much going on online, is that now, you have like European countries, or even like North America, they kind of
Yeah.
look for African talent, because they see
Yeah.
that with the Black Panther boom, and with like what
Mhm.
happened with George Floyd last year, now they want to put
Yeah.
more like African content.
Yeah.
But it's not really with a good faith, what I would say. And
Yeah.
it's just to say, oh, we're not racist,
Yeah.
or they want to make money out of us
Yeah.
again.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And so,
Yeah. Of course.
so that's why there is a lot of like Western countries, or even Asian countries, they
Yeah.
yeah, they look for talent, but the
Yeah.
trap is like they're gonna get the talent, but the talent not gonna get IP. And for me, owning the IP is something very, very important, and that's according to me the only way to be able
Mhm.
to develop wealth is
Yeah.
if we own our own IP.
Yeah.
And we can work. So like working with a black company, would be super cool, I think, like, because
a lot, a
yeah, yeah.
lot. Actually, during my work, I faced something similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some big companies here in our country.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they were hiring me,
Yeah.
but then I was like, I didn't really like what I was doing. Then I wasn't proud of the work I was doing. Then
Yeah.
it's like every day I was doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's good to work for the children and all
Yeah.
that, but I felt like I wasn't using all my power or my talents
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
So I had to make a really tough decision in my life
Mm.
to work away from the money
Mm.
and start all the way from the ground, start working on project that wasn't going to make me any money at
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
but the kind of project I was working on. And till now, they haven't made any money.
Mm.
But what I'm glad for is when I started that, it was just all the project in my head.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I'm meeting people like you who like,
Yeah.
man, you're doing a great job.
Mm.
I wish there was more people like you. And
Mm.
another thing is, some people see what I'm working on and be like, man, can you do something exactly like that for us?
Mm.
For example, like that project for Masa Musa, it's
Yeah.
something I did. I was paid for that work, but then again, it was some work I was paid for. Like it's something I believed in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that was really good.
But yeah, because definitely, I think that in what you're doing is great, and that's why I'm working hard for right now. I'm just starting, but because that idea of African Action Hero, I had that over 6 years ago, but it's just last year I decided, oh, I have to do it because yeah, they
Yeah,
keep killing us every day. So, not just
true.
in America, but in every country, and so I was like, no, we have to do something, and
Yeah,
yeah, so that's why I what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to put you in touch with someone because you need. I met a lot of creatives, and the thing
yeah,
is, we are all isolated in a different place of the
true.
world, and we
Hmm.
need to be able to get together somewhere. So,
Yeah,
and that's what I'm trying to build.
yeah,
But I'm a one man, so it's it's it takes times.
yeah.
But
It's hard. Yeah,
yeah, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Me, I'm doing that out of like an amazing passion because for me it's a life mission. It's a real life mission as what you're doing.
yeah. As for me, man. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah. So that's why seriously we have to keep in touch. We have to keep in touch and try to see
of course.
what we how we can work out things uh, and feel free to let me know like any of if you about your project if you have anything like going on with your project because
Yeah, of
we
course.
like the marketing side is really
Yeah,
important so people need to see
yeah,
like what you're doing and
of course.
yeah yeah no because seriously
Yeah,
that's so amazing that to see an artist that has the courage to walk away from money because me also I
yeah,
did stuff like that. I know that people don't
yeah,
understand and me
yeah.
I have no regret. I have no regret because
Me
I
neither, man.
yeah and I know that at a certain point when you're doing something aligned with your values at a certain
Yeah,
point money gonna arrive but you need to be
that's true.
like yeah you need to have like a strong commitment and strong dedication and but at a certain
Yeah,
point it's the money gonna come and the fact
yeah,
that we're talking today that means that what you're doing is you're doing in the right way and
yeah, man. That gives me the courage.
yeah yeah so
Yeah,
that's why you have to keep doing what you do and because if it's not me it's gonna be someone else and someone else and
yeah,
the word gonna spread like little by little and I'm
yeah.
pretty sure you're gonna hit something and it's gonna be gold yeah it's gonna be gold
Yeah, actually, the good news is like most of the projects I've been working on, I haven't been able to show the results,
yeah
but I feel like I'm about to be at the end of the project, so they're gonna be coming out, and I think that's gonna be great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, definitely. And I would like to
Yeah.
know, like, in Rwanda, is there a kind of community of artists, um, like doing things? Do you know other people doing things like you? I mean, like portraying Africa through its best light,
Yeah,
and
yeah, 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 yeah.
there is a
Yeah,
community.
you definitely have to check out Mika,
Mm-hmm.
Kagaman. There's another guy called 19 Pieces. I'm not so sure how to pronounce that, but I think it's 19 Pieces. There's Dorfanza, uh, and a couple of the others. It's like a community like
Mm-hmm.
of some guys who really want to use their art protect to portray the country,
Yeah,
the continent.
yeah, yeah, yeah. How people could help you in what you're trying to do, because I don't know if you need like collaboration, if you need I don't know, producers, or because yeah.
Yeah, actually, as you said, it's like I'm doing this on my own,
Yeah,
and then there's another guy like you who believes in what I do, but there's no chance for us to meet so that we can make something together.
yeah.
But like for now, I'm an illustrator and an animator.
Mm-hmm.
So for now, I'm currently doing the writing part for me, but I know that I'm not a writer.
Yeah,
So the good thing that what will help me a lot is to meet with other guys who have the same belief as me,
yeah,
so that we can make something big together. Because like
yeah.
for me on my own, I
Mm.
can make, for example, as you said, like we need to make an animation about Masa Musa, but that
Yeah,
is not something I can put off by myself.
yeah.
So we really need to connect together so that we can come up with something big, something that
Mm.
means something really big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's a good thing, because we need to know, that's because we are isolated, we need to
Yeah.
communicate our needs. So like that, maybe there is a guy who gonna be like, oh, I can do this. Oh, me, I can do that, and you
Yeah.
get together
Yeah.
and you can create something. And because
Yeah.
I met 3D VFX artist, and he's a
Yeah.
film director as well. And
Yeah.
it's like that he put up together a short film. Yeah, it took
Yeah.
him three years to make it. There is
That is something I'm working on as well.
yeah, yeah, because
Uh,
he took, because he is working as the 3D artist and VFX artist, and he's teacher
mhm.
as well. So during the day and at night, during
Yeah.
3 years,
Yeah.
every night he was working on his project, and he found people as well to help me working on that. He tried to get
Mhm.
some funding, I think, from the government here in Canada, and
Yeah.
he put together a team and of like-minded people, and they made like the
Yeah.
short is, I saw it, it's like it's amazing. And I believe that,
Yeah.
yeah, if we could help you to find like those people to work on the Masamusa project, oh my god,
Yeah.
that would be amazing, because just
Yeah, man.
that concept art that you did,
Yeah.
that shows like, yeah, oh my god, I can imagine, the the story.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that's
man.
so cool, that's so cool.
Yeah, actually, man, you need to congratulate that guy because, man, I know the struggle. Like,
Mm,
there's a 2D animation I'm working on. It's gonna be like, for now, it's 1 year and a half that I've
yeah,
been working on that animation.
yeah,
And I was like, man, this is really taking long. But now, after hearing that guy who's working on an animation for 3 years, I'm like, okay,
yeah,
there's still
yeah,
some way to go.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, you gotta congratulate him.
Exact, yeah, exact, definitely. But you can, you know what?
Yeah,
You can because I made an interview with him. It's on the website,
yeah,
and so check
yeah,
that out. His name is Adrian,
of course.
and
Hmm.
yeah, there is a bit of his story in the interview. But yeah,
Yeah,
the thing is, at our level, because what is cool actually is that nowadays,
yeah,
like, the technology is so advanced that we can do things by ourselves, and we don't need like to be in a big company. Still,
True.
and but still it demands some resources, but it's easier than before. Before it was impossible to do that. And
True.
and so if you put years in the work, at the end something can happen, because it's not going to be like Hollywood, who they work like 1 year on the shooting, and maybe 6 months of shooting, 1 or 2, 3 years of post production. But the thing is, the result is even better, because there is a real story behind. Usually, like, people who work on their own project, they have like a stories that is probably different from the standard of
Hollywood stories.
So that's why keep me updated about like that project. And because we definitely need to see your work. But me, I'm really excited and eager to see what you can do, because I oh my god.
Yeah, man.
And
man, thanks for all that, because man, sometimes you'll be working on this project and be like, am I going crazy? Like, no one's gonna care about this unless myself. But hearing someone who's waiting on something you haven't even finished, man, that gives me the courage.
That's why we are here, because that support system is also very, very important. Because
very much,
as I said, we're isolated. We all like at different places, and the system is made in a way that they don't want us to get together and do something,
Of course.
Yeah.
There is a weird story I heard, and I think it's true. Like, in the mid-60s, I think, some African leaders were like, we don't want colonization anymore. We want to be free.
Yeah.
And they will take that leader and use another one of his guys to kill him, to repress him, so that they can have the guy they can control.
Yeah, but they keep doing that since that time until now. They keep doing that in Africa.
And I was wondering why it never changes, but when I heard that story, I was like, man.
Yeah. Because
that is horrible.
Until now, that's the plan, because that's everything that's happening in Africa. That's not new. That's things that have been worked out like on hundreds of years. That has been like put like that. That is happening like that, like for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
So
every time someone tries to be a hero, they would take the next guy to replace him and kill him.
Exactly. And if you see like history, like just after the independence, that's what they did for all the leaders. And I read a book about Cameroon, because in Cameroon there is a war that have been kept silent, like towards the France, that they train people there in Cameroon, and they killed a lot of people who wanted the true independence. People who want the true independence, they're gonna kill them, and they're gonna put in place someone who will like just want to be at the top, and he's okay to and like there is a lot of leaders like that in Africa. And that's why, in terms of politics, I believe right now I don't have any power on that, but I believe that if we can control our image, and if out of that we can develop wealth, that means that we control the IP of all the content that we're creating. We get wealth, we get influence, and at that point I think we can like make some big changes. So I think I put a target on myself right now, telling my plan, but I don't care. I don't care, because I saw like young people like Lumumba and like some young leaders in Africa who tried to have the true independence, and they were like 30 years old, 30, 35, something like that, and they get killed. So I'm like, Yeah, I'm in the comfort of my house right now, so I have to do something, you know. I cannot just stay like
Yeah,
that, and
man.
so that's why you see, I'm so glad like to see that, to learn about like the core value that you have, because that's something that we can feel, but I didn't know for sure, you know, like what type of person you were, and like talking to you, because that's the first time we met, and talking to you like this, I see that, oh my god, there is so much in common, so much like connection, and I really want to be able to support like your work as much as I can, and but yeah, but that's I think that's a good start.
Yeah, can you get me?
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I was losing the connection, I think.
Okay. But
Yeah,
yeah, I was saying that it's that the fact that we talk we talking today, it's a good start, and
yeah,
because I want to talk to you again, like I don't know when exactly, but I think we should. What I'm trying to do is like every people that I interview, I'm trying to plan to meet them again, like sometime this year, to
yeah.
so like that we can see like what's happening, and
The
the
progress and all that.
progress, all
Yeah,
that, yeah,
yeah,
and yeah, so because we need to build that network, and now I'm doing that
yeah.
step by step, at baby step, but
Man, actually, I didn't congratulate. Like, I didn't have time to tell you how much I appreciate what you're doing.
oh, thank you,
It's really good, man. Yeah,
thank you.
like we need people like you. You say you need people like me, but we also need people like you
Thank you so much, thank you so
a
much,
lot,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, because we all one from the we are all branches from the same tree, and if we don't
yeah,
realize that, we doomed.
yeah,
We doomed. So, and
yeah,
I'm tired of all that violence on us, and all that injustice, and all those things
yeah,
happening, because it's all related
yeah,
by the fact that Africa is the richest place in the world, and
yeah,
since the time of ancient Egypt, people are
yeah,
waging war in Africa to get the resources there. And
yeah,
that's history repeating, repeating, repeating. But now it's at a point where we are at kind of a low point. But it's
yeah,
time to get back into the golden age of Africa.
yeah.
And
There's also another president, another African president I heard who was saying,
mhm,
the reason why there's all that racism in the world against black
mm,
people.
mhm,
So when they see those black people, even if they were born in America
mm,
or in Europe,
mm.
they see them through the image they see of Africa.
Yeah,
So it's up to us to change that image so
yeah.
that those black people in America or in Europe can get respected.
Exactly, exactly. Because it's
Yeah,
all connected. So if Africa go up, after the way, we're not gonna be treated the same way we are treated now. Because me,
yeah,
I told you I was born in France. I just knew
mhm,
racism since I'm young. It was just racist
yeah, man,
experiences continuously,
yeah,
continuously. And so that's why I left,
yeah,
actually, because I was so tired and sick that I left.
damn,
I went in Japan. I have the opportunity to stay there, but I went back because of love story. But
yeah,
yeah, but France, I no, I'm like no. And I went in Canada. Canada, that's kind of better, because we treat it like a human beings there.
So
Yeah.
man, I never knew in France it was that bad.
Oh my God, man. If we talk about that right now, we'll be there 100 years later, because all the stuff that, okay, I gonna give you a few examples. Okay,
Yeah,
because me, I come from the most dangerous place in France. It's called the
mhm,
93. It's a department 93. And
mhm,
so basically, when you come from that place and you put that on your resume, you cannot find a job, a proper job. And even if, and the thing is, okay, when I remember when I was kid and I was just walking in the street, there is some people looking at me and saying, uh, "Go home, fucking nigger." And I was like maybe 9 years old, something like that. I don't even understand like
You
what,
did.
yeah,
Yeah.
what's happening. And even when I was 5, I remember like kids picking on me and my sisters, yeah, because we look
Yeah.
different. And growing up, of course, like you have like if I couldn't go out of my house without ID, because if I don't have ID, I gonna be like checked by police, because there is like racial profiling.
Even if you're a kid.
Yeah,
Even if you're a kid.
if you're like teenager, you're gonna be, they're gonna ask you your ID. So I remember that my mom was scared all the time, because so we were in a rough neighborhood. So me, because I was a boy, I had to be careful to like kind of gangster, but also to the police. And yeah,
Like
because
nowhere safe.
yeah, and it's, yeah, no, exactly, it's just home, just when you're home. And yeah, it was kind of safe. And yeah, and after growing up, when you look for a job, people gonna look at your face. But yeah, even their way, they're gonna look at your face. And I remember that sometime I was having interview, and during the interview, people would tell me straight in my face, uh, because you don't represent the image of France, we cannot hire you.
Because you don't represent
The image of France, we cannot hire you,
damn,
because
man.
I was close to flip the table, but I was like, and I know that it happened once. I was so angry. It wasn't an interview, but it was somewhere. I had like racist experience. I flipped the place because I was so angry. But if you do that, you're gonna be more in trouble. So that's why it's gonna be like, oh, the angry black guy. And and even when I was looking for an apartment, even if I had money, I couldn't. In France, I never rented an apartment because of that. And I remember once I called on the phone. I was like, okay, I can visit the apartment in 15 minutes. And the guy was, okay, no problem. And I arrived in less than 10 minutes. And what happened? The guy saw my face. He was like, oh, the apartment is already rented.
Damn.
Yeah.
There are two friends of mine who went to study in China, and they had the same experience.
Yeah.
And what they did to rent an apartment was to date like a Chinese girl or a white girl.
Yeah.
And then they will live in the same apartment, but the apartment will be under the white girl or Chinese girl's name.
Yeah. That's you see.
But I didn't know that in France it was also a thing.
Yeah, in France it's that's the same. It's just that they have a good marketing way to represent. Yeah, represent themselves, and that's really France. It's I'm grateful to be born there, because that give me strength. That gave me strength.
True.
And that built me.
Born in the jungle, man.
Yeah.
In the war zone.
Yeah, exactly. So that
actually, I never like to talk about the project that I'm working on the future, but there's something I wanted to make about a story like that. So it's going to be called No Place Safe for a Black Man. No Place Safe for a Black Man. And it was something like, in Africa, you're not safe as a black man.
Yeah.
In Asia, you're not safe. In Europe, you're not safe. In America, you're not safe.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't want to spoil you on that.
Okay. But
it's something like that.
Yeah, I think that's a good concept, because that's what's happening. That's the truth. And even if it's like in America, we can see how much you're not safe, like, because people get killed. Yeah, but after
Yeah,
in
man.
other places, for example in France or in Europe, it's less we because people don't drop dead like that often.
Yeah.
We believe
Yeah.
that it's okay, but actually it's not. It's not. Because even like, for
Yeah,
example,
man.
to go in a restaurant, they're gonna put you in a weird place, the worst place in the restaurant. I know that for the clubs in France,
Yeah.
I almost
Yeah.
never went in club because they not let you in, and they just
Man.
look at you, and it's legal in France to do that. They just say no, you cannot get
Yeah.
in. Yeah, and there is like so
You know,
many. Mm,
my dad studied in Germany,
yeah,
and I think it was like in the 19s or 80s.
yeah,
So I kind of get it that it was in the 80s,
yeah.
but now in the 2000s, man,
It hasn't
that's
changed that much.
bad,
Yeah, yeah.
man.
It hasn't changed that
That's
much.
bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just they just put they hide it. They hide it, but it's still there. It's still there.
Yeah. And it's
Maybe,
funny
yeah,
how everyone in Africa want to go live in Europe and all that in
yeah,
America. And when you hear something like that, man, it's
yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. Because seriously, now that's not fun. And
It's
where
not
was
fun.
where I was
Actually,
living, yeah, because where
I
I
was
was,
telling
yeah,
people here in Africa,
yeah,
like,
go ahead.
yeah, I know it's also hard in Africa to live in Africa,
Hmm.
but when you're struggling, you know you're struggling with your families.
Yeah,
But imagine for those black people in Europe or in America,
yeah,
especially in Europe,
yeah,
you'll be
yeah,
like you're the only black guy in the hood, the
yeah,
neighborhood. So, and everyone is picking up on you, and you have no one to talk about it with. You have no friends, you have no family,
yeah,
and imagine how it's going to be hard on your mental
yeah, yeah,
health, man.
yeah, yeah. That's
It's
really
really
tough.
hard, man.
Yeah, that's really tough. Like if you're
Yeah,
isolated and all that kind of things, and you are in that
yeah,
aggressive environment, and yeah,
yeah,
because me,
man.
I remember when I was kid, I even
Yeah,
been in a next to a gunfight to a with the
yeah,
police and gangster or stuff like this, and
yeah,
those gangsters were not even African people. That was white people like shooting at the police. But we were
yeah,
outside playing, and yeah, but yeah, that's a lot of messed up stuff. But
yeah,
that
man.
make me strong. Yeah, yeah. Like going through junkies
Yeah,
on the stairs to go play outside, or that kind of thing. I to be honest,
yeah, man.
I didn't even I realized that was not normal just when I
Yeah,
grew up. Like I probably when I came in Canada, that's when I
yeah.
realized, okay, yeah, I had a pretty
That was normal.
yeah, that wasn't normal. Yeah, yeah, that wasn't normal. Yeah, yeah,
So like back in there in France, it was like, okay, I have
yeah,
to live like
exactly.
this. It's dangerous,
Yeah,
but that's what I have to live through. And then we went to Canada. It's like, man,
yeah,
that
that's
was
different.
dangerous.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because no, seriously,
Yeah,
because there is so
yeah, man.
yeah. I have like so many example like
We were actually in Canada. Like, how did I survive that?
huh? Sorry, what did you say?
It's like when you reached Canada and when you reached Canada and you were like there in Canada, it was like, man, how did I survive France?
Yeah, yeah. For me, that was
Uh,
hell and heaven. That's the difference. Hell and heaven.
yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like,
Yeah,
wow. I was like, wow, okay. And when I talked with my sister, we were like, yeah, that was kind of pretty messed up in France, because there is small thing that for us, for example, having the ID, my ID always on me, even until now, I still do
yeah,
it. I still do it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because in France, if you don't have
And no one
ID,
ever asked for it.
yeah, no one asks for my
Yeah.
ID unless I go buy alcohol.
Mm.
But no one asks me my ID in
Yeah,
the street. It's here. If a cop asks you your
yeah.
ID based on your like cultural background, you can go to court and something gonna
Your
happen.
skin.
Yeah. In
Yeah,
France, they're gonna be like, oh
Yeah.
no, maybe you it's in your mind. Yeah, you just it's in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not really happen. And even my friends, a Caucasian friend there, they didn't really understand when I were telling them all those
Yeah.
like racist experiences. They were like, oh no, maybe you misunderstood something. But I don't think
Yeah.
so. I don't think so. I
Yeah,
don't
man.
think so. Yeah, yeah. No, yeah. When people follow
Man,
you
in
in a
France
store,
is bad.
yeah, no, it's that's pretty messed
Really
up there.
bad.
Yeah, yeah.
And the funny thing is how in the World Cup all the players were black players, and
Yeah,
then they were part of black people
yeah,
for just that moment.
yeah. Like blackface.
Man,
That's
I'm really sorry for experience.
yeah, yeah. No, seriously.
Yeah.
So that's why when you see that, you're like, okay. After a while, I'm like, because me, I've been working for over 20 years for like in the Japanese business, in Japanese businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, in France, I couldn't find a job, and I knew
Yeah.
how to, because I knew how to speak Japanese and all that kind of thing. So I started to work
Yeah.
as a freelancer when I was very
Yeah.
young, because yeah, for me
Yeah.
finding a job in France, it was like almost impossible. Even if you have like
Yeah.
a diploma, everything, it's
And
a
then
big hassle.
they will blame you to be a gangster selling drugs, man.
Yeah,
It's like torture. So
yeah,
they don't give you a job.
yeah,
So you have no opportunity to start your own job.
yeah,
And then when you become a gangster, sell drugs,
yeah.
they then kill you.
Exactly.
It's like torture, man.
Yeah, yeah. Because that's what
Yeah.
I saw. Because me, I could have sell drugs because I knew where to get all those things. But I know that if I was
Yeah.
going that path, that would kill my mom.
Yeah.
And so that's
Yeah,
why
true.
I couldn't do anything bad, because I love my family so much, and I know that my mom
Yeah,
would
man.
be like so it would be so horrible for her. And but
Yeah.
I saw my friends, most of my friends, whether they're dead, whether they're in prison, or they are holding the walls where I'm living, they're still at the same place. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty. So that's why me, when I see like all those young people very angry in France or in Europe or wherever, I know
Yeah.
what is their struggle. I know that there is like all those colonial past, all those that play a huge role in the
Yeah.
racism and everything. And yeah, because even the history in France, we don't learn anything about colonization. I remember about about colonization in France. I learned maybe
Yeah.
three sentences. Like French had a colony in Africa, and that was that country, that country, that country. Period. Yeah, that was pretty much
Actually,
it.
here we know more than you learn, man.
Yeah, yeah. But if I didn't have my parents telling me everything, like what happened there, I wouldn't know. Like
Yeah.
just with the school system, I wouldn't know anything. And some of the French politicians, they have the balls to say that colonialism was a cultural exchange. I don't know.
Damn,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. On national TV, they say that on national TV.
But we don't see that, man. We don't see that.
Yeah. But
Because here in Africa, we watch France 24,
yeah,
TV5. Sauf que TV5, c'est like they change. I think
Ouais.
it's international, so I don't think they will say that on TV5.
Yeah. No, but
man,
France,
that is deep, man. That is great.
Yeah. No, that's pretty sick. And there is a lot of people who believe that. They believe that, oh no, Africa,
Of course.
they benefit from colonialism. When
damn.
When until that day, France and the Western country, and now China as well, they just benefit of Africa at every level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, now I get why my work is important, man.
Exactly.
That is fucking messed up, man.
Yeah.
So messed up.
Exactly. Because if we don't have, that's why I'm like so boosted and so motivated about that project by African Action Heroes, because there is a lot of people we don't know. Even in Africa, there is a lot of people they don't know like what's going on like in Europe, and they, yeah, and you don't, because in Europe people keep saying, because we don't learn anything about Africa. People say, "Oh, Africa don't have history. Africa don't have history. Africa don't have culture," and it's like since
Yeah.
the colonial countries arrived, that like the continent started to thrive, when it's the complete opposite. So that's why I really believe that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, people like you with your
Actually,
work.
when the colonials arrived, that was the end of our history. Man.
Exactly, end of
That was
everything.
the end. Yeah.
Because they erased everything. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Because when I hear about Rwanda and prehistory, like, man, those guys were superheroes.
Yeah.
What they did was insane, man.
Yeah.
You hear like one guy who was fighting 30 people, 100 people on his own. He knew he was gonna die, but he knew he was gonna die fighting.
Yeah.
Instead of surrendering.
Yeah. You see?
So many crazy stories that you wouldn't believe, man. But
yeah.
And then they say after the colonization, that is where our story starts.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say after colonization, man.
Yeah.
We're just bitch niggas, to be honest.
Exactly. Yeah. So
yeah, man.
Yeah. So that's why that's the power of storytelling and the power of soft power. Because with content, you can change the mind of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So that's why like what we're doing now is extremely important. Maybe we won't see the change, but we will contribute to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important.
True. True.
That's the most important.
Yeah, exactly as I was saying, we are the pioneers because like most of the other guys before us, other artists, they did it for the money. Like you see, here in Africa, if you really want to get paid good money, you have to work for the NGOs.
Yeah.
And the NGOs are the one who will tell you to show the African hungry kids and all that. And I was like, man, I'm not going to contribute in this.
Yeah.
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 So to be the guy who'll be like, no, I'm walking away from that money. I'm going to do something that is positive to my heart and positive for my people. It's a struggle, but I think we are the pioneers. And if we do something great, even if it's not like the final result, at least we're going to influence some next generation.
Yeah. You open the path. You're opening the path for the next generation. And that's one of the most important things. Yeah. No, because seriously, so that's why I have so much respect for what you do, because I know that's not easy at all. That's not easy at all. Yeah. And so that's the reason why I believe you need to be rewarded, and we need to connect you with like with other people that do projects too. So like that, you don't need to work for NGO or all that kind of things, because we have to work together. Yeah. So I don't have any plan right now. But that's the idea. I focus all my my energy on that. But at a certain point,
actually, you need to understand that, like, you really don't have to have any special plan to encourage me. The fact that you see Moroccan tell me that it's important, man, that is better than anything, man.
Yeah, like, that's cool.
Everything else will come after.
Yeah. But yeah, if I with that call I could like give you energy to keep going, because even if you don't see clearly the future, you're going to in the right direction. That's for sure. Yeah, man. And as I said, like African Action Hero, it's a directory, it's a platform to give you a voice and exposure, but it's as well a support system, because like mentally, we need each other to keep going. because it's not easy. So we need each other to keep going,
Yeah,
to
man.
support each other, and to make that happen. Because there is a lot of forces that go against us, but we have to keep going. And I know something gonna happen, because me, I'm just doing that like every day, every week. I'm interviewing like new people. I'm editing the stuff. Like it's like crazy, because I have my daughter. I have to take care. I have to work as well and everything. But for me, that's so important that I'm trying to find time to do that, and to bring to the world like people like you, and so like that we can like connect and make a change, make a huge change. Yeah.
Actually, after hearing your story, I feel like this is even more important to you than it is to me.
Yeah, man, seriously.
Because
Because
for me, it's just art, but for you, man, like
that's life and
deeper
death.
than that, man.
That's life and death.
Life and death. Of course, even for me, it's life and death.
Yeah,
I'm
of
like,
course.
man,
yeah,
I'm either doing this or I'm dying.
Yeah, exactly.
But for you, like, man, like that is part of your life, your survival.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, man, it's really deep.
Yeah, and you see that type of connection, and the fact that we discuss about it, that because that's also me. I'm I'm born in France.
Like your story just touched me.
Yeah, and so I'm abroad, but we each other, we don't know exactly the reality of the that we're facing every day, and that's why we need to talk about it, to learn each other about what's happening, what we do, so like that we can came up with a plan, with an action plan to make sure that all the African descent in the world can thrive at a certain point. Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have to leave you now, because I'm gonna have another interview
it's cool.
to do. But I'm so glad, I'm so happy to have the opportunity to talk to you and to know more about what you're doing, and to share about all those things with you, and keep going. You're doing the right thing, and I do my best, as I told you, to make sure that something happened. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Yeah, and I'm glad you're doing what you're doing as well.
Yeah.
We'll keep in touch.
Yeah. Definitely.
Thanks for the opportunity too.
Yeah, that's my pleasure. Yeah, that's really my pleasure. Okay. See you soon.
Yeah, man. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to African Action Heroes, the podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode, learned something interesting, and had a good time. Continue the conversation on our website, africanactionheroes.com. Make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section. And of course, if you believe this podcast could help or interest someone you care about, make sure to share it. It was TAMKO, our image, our stories, our narrative.